Okay, we're going to get started if everybody wants to grab a seat. All right, well, welcome to the 2026 How-To Clinics. Thanks everybody for coming. So, all right, next up is another Gerald, but he goes by Jerry. So Jerry's going to talk about repairing broken bolsters.
Yeah, I don't know how many of you have had this happen to you on your box cars or any car. Can you show the next slide? There we go. All right, so now you know what I'm talking about. I bought a train. Most of you have seen the painted train that I had that has like 24 cars, and about 4 of them had broken pins off the bolsters like this. And at the time, I had to go buy a bunch of spare box cars that I could use for parts to take the chassis off of and swap them out. But when I got into 3D printing and I 3D printed a hopper car, and the instructions came with this idea of putting threaded inserts in the bolster to mount the trucks, which when I saw this, one of our fellow club members had a box car fall off the track at the Puyallup show last month. And I thought, hey, I know how to fix that. So I thought I'd give it a stab, and so this was kind of a last-minute presentation that I came up with. And it's, you know, if this happens to you, you can't just glue that back on. It's not going to work, right? It's probably the most stressed part on your whole any rolling car. So next slide. So these inserts, if you can see in the upper left picture, there's a picture of this here is the little tool. Kind of looks like a drill press, but it's got a soldering iron clamped into it. And the inserts, you can see the assortment box. I brought everything with me here. They come in all different sizes. This thing heats up to 350 degrees or so it gets pretty hot. And then I'll show you here in a second. Purchased all this through microfasteners.com. I think you can get it elsewhere, but this, when I did the hopper car, the instructions came with ordering a metric set, so this is all metric. I think you can get standard sizes too, so I brought the insert kit and the threaded screw kit. So I selected the appropriate size insert and screw that was long enough to go through the washer, the pin, and the depth of the insert. And here I chose a M365 insert and a M3 12 millimeter screw. And you can see the original hardware above. So as you can see, there's not much height on this tool. So I wanted to remove the chassis. In this particular, I don't know if anybody knows what type of car this is, but it has the 8 screws that are really long that go all the way through the bottom into the roof. I don't know if this is an old USA or Aristocrat. Sounds like an old Bachmann. Old Bachmann? Yeah, could be. I don't know, but I know all those box cars that I had this same chassis. So I got this picture to show you where the 8 screws are, and they're really about 5-6 inches long. So I took the chassis off so that it sat flat on the base there, which sits flatter than the roof of the car, so that way everything will stay square. And I also, it's not in this picture, but after this picture, you can see where the bolster is kind of rough. I kind of filed that flat. And then the pin that broke off, I filed that flat too so that they sit square. Next slide. So I had to open up the hole. In this case, for the insert I needed a 532 drill bit. So I drilled not only the hole in the bolster frame, but also through the pin that broke off. So it's like a spacer. So then you can see the bottom of the insert. I don't know, it's kind of far away. One end of the insert has a big knurled part, and then the other end is smaller diameter, and that's the diameter you want to set into the hole, and then it kind of holds it. You can see the bottom picture, it'll stay kind of hand pressed in there, so it holds it in place so you can get the tool ready. So here's where I heat up the soldering iron tool and then get it lined up and then set it down in there, and you wait. It just takes a few seconds, and then just a slight pressure, and it pushes in until it's flush, and then pop it back up, and in a few seconds it cools down, and then you can turn the thing off and ready for the next step. That's probably the most intricate part of it. I didn't get a picture of the insert installed where it was flush, but after it was in, there was some little bit of melted plastic around it. I had to take an X-Acto knife and kind of clean that off, and then mounted the truck hardware on it, and voila, done. Pretty simple. Once you have the stuff, I mean, now I got enough to do dozens of cars, but once you get this set up, each kit was only $5-10 for each kit, so you get quite a bit of hardware. And I forget how much the soldering iron came with this contraption, the drill, well, I call it a drill press because that's what it reminds me of. But it's spring loaded, and you can adjust the height depending on what you need. Questions? Chuck?
You took the bushing off. Did you have to have a bushing back on there to put the truck back on?
Yeah, that part is the part that broke off. That's the part I just filed it so that it sets back in there. You still gotta put the screw through the washer and then hold that down in there and then put the truck on it and then put the screw through it. So you still use that part. If that part's missing, then you'd have to go find a different kind of spacer that the outside diameter is small enough to fit through the truck, and then the inside would have to be big enough for the screw to go through. But there's assortment of diameters of screws and inserts that you can use. It shouldn't be too hard to find something if you can't find the broken pin. In this case, I had it, so I was able to reuse it. But it doesn't matter even if I took a few thousandths off the thickness, the length of it, because the truck sits on the frame of the bolster, right? So it doesn't really sit on the bushing. The bushing sits in it. So still the height, you can see the height is the same on both trucks. Huh?
There's no thickness, there's several more.
No, it's the same height.
You can't have that truck riding around in the dumpster.
Yeah, it does. They have little ridges on them. They're designed to. We can take the truck off. I could show you. Anyway, now I can go back and fix those other trains, and now I have 4 extra box cars I could get back up and running. Hey, Bob?
So this thing is designed specifically to put a metal threaded insert into plastic. Is that what
Yeah.
the whole idea is?
This comes off the end of the design of the tip. So there's different ones, and this has a little tip that fits into the insert to hold it square as you push it down. So once you have the right size hole and the insert is just kind of sitting there,
Yeah.
then you can use this just to line it up. Just put some pressure on it so that once it's contacting, it starts heating up, and then you just push it down, and that's it.
So what if you just unthread off of there just now? Is that an actual insert?
No,
Oh,
these are the tips.
that's a Tip for the
Different
iron.
size tips for the
Okay.
different diameters of inserts.
okay.
And this tool comes with all these different sizes. So, and then you can see the inserts here if you want to get a closer look. You can come on up and pull some out and show you. But I just left this one on. This is the one I used for this car. And of course, those screws are Allen heads, but the screw kit comes with all the different Allen wrenches you use. So you have to buy separate wrenches.
Does the iron have different temperature settings?
This, yeah, you can adjust the temperature up and down.
Okay.
I just put it up to 350 and it just takes a
Okay.
few seconds.
Yeah. So, right, you got, the material might be different in a different car. You might be too hot.
Yeah, you can turn it down.
Yeah.
You'd have to experiment with that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anybody else?
So you could really use that for any application where you've got something.
Anywhere you need an insert that you can put, you can melt into plastic, or I don't know if it'd go into wood or carbon or anything, but for plastic it works great. So if you're doing 3D printing projects and you want stronger threads, just have I guess you don't even have to print the hole, you can drill the hole later, depending on what size you need. All kinds of projects you can use that on. I just found it worked great on these. Anybody else? All right, thank you.
All right, so last one up is Norm is going to talk about derailments.